let's clarify terms. Someone was saying that revenge is not a Jewish value. It says lo tikom v'lo titor. Doesn't say that in the Torah. Well, technically speaking, yes. I'd like to clarify that a little bit. There's terms that are used to describe the way people behave. And then there's anthropomorphic terms that are applied to God, even though technically speaking, they're not fitting. It's a kind of wrong. Rambam says it's a sort of a, I guess, or it would be better if we did not have to use anthropomorphisms. God is described as being a vengeful God. And the rest of them. That's vengeance. But if you look at a little bit deeper, you'll find that sometimes the same noun or the same verb, depending on the context, doesn't refer to revenge, but more like divine retribution. And indeed, people, Am Yisrael, Jewish people, are not supposed to take petty revenge against each other. We're not supposed to bear grudges. And we've seen that in our Shirim and Halacha. That's one thing. When it says that God is taking vengeance or that God demands retribution from, let's say, the nations for what they did to Am Yisrael, it means that God wants Am Yisrael to mete out justice to its foreign oppressors. That's what Am Yisrael is supposed to do. And that would be an atonement, so to speak. That would set things straight. So when we have, it's not worth for now, you can get out the concordance, you look up all the contexts where the noun nikama is mentioned or the verb nikima, in its various forms mentioned, and you'll see that that's the general rule. Nikama is a good thing. Nikama means just retribution on those who have hurt Am Yisrael, and that is what God wants. And it will be delivered, that retribution will be delivered through Am Yisrael. And it's an interesting factor mentioned in the Tochacha. Like God says, He will bring the sword upon us, Nokemeth Nekam Barith. It will avenge the vengeance of the covenant. That means Am Yisrael, unfortunately, sometimes was subject to war, to having its own blood spilled because it had neglected the covenant with God. So part of Tochacha means that yes, we will be subjected to this. We will be chased after by our enemies, and by the sword it means killed violently in battle. So it used to be they use swords. Nowadays they use bullets or worse. So that's what's referring to. And it says that Lasot Nekamah Goyim and all the rest of those references, especially King David, he used this word a lot because he was the ideal leader who wreaked the most vengeance upon Israel's enemies. Yeah, that's that. You see that's the way he did it. Okay, so we have to know Nikama is a good thing. Nikama is something that's described in the Bible. Nikama is especially good when it is done by Jewish people for the sake of the Jewish people against those who have harmed the Jewish people.